Great to meet you both.
Hi,
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Elizabeth, you've said I had a great time making this sweet movie. What's your favorite memory?
That I get to wear pajama bottoms to work is probably my favorite memory. I liked this process from the very beginning. We got to see these an animatic sort of the ducks and our characters and what the world was going to be, and then just watching it blossom throughout. It was a long process and many iterations, and even though I had this essential through line from the beginning, and then bringing in, I remember the first time I heard Danny DeVito
Oh
in it,
yeah,
I just died laughing.
he's so good.
So funny. And so him, and then Aquafina when she came in to play
Yeah.
Chump was hilarious. So it just kept getting better and more fun, I thought.
Kumail, this is all about leaving the nest, taking risks. You made a big one. You took a big risk when you decided to leave your nest and go into comedy when all of your family were in the medical industry. Well, we're doctors and
Yeah.
stuff. How did you
Field.
And
field
stuff.
is the quest? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, Elizabeth. But they're all in the medical field. How did you make that decision, and what was it like? How did you feel telling them that, hey, this is the path I'm choosing?
Well, I knew I could not be a doctor because the stakes are so high for every job, and it felt like a
Yeah.
lot of pressure. And I just saw, my dad doing it, and it felt like a difficult job, and I was like, I can't do that. And so I truly went to school. I wasn't good at anything. I tried a lot of stuff, and then I tried stand up, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun. I'm not good at it, but at least it's fun." And that
You're
was it.
very good at it.
Oh, thank you. But the first
He
time
got good at it.
I got
You
good
had
at
to
it.
work at it.
Although the first time I went on stage was still to this day one of the best
You killed.
shows I've had because it was all my
Right.
friends. It was in college,
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody was excited. So it didn't really feel like at any point I was like, I'm now going to be a comedian. It just sort of happened slowly. And at one point I was like, oh, I guess this is my life now.
Well, Elizabeth, success in any industry is really tough. And usually what gets in our way is fear or,
Hmm.
the fear of rejection. I've loved what you've said about your success. The reason why you've been successful is you haven't been afraid to raise your hand. Where have you gotten that courage from?
Wow.
I just realized pretty early on the worst thing that can happen is someone says no and you're still alive and you just keep
Yeah.
going. And
Yeah.
so I've just really lived by that since I was very young. And I just felt like I try and implore my kids to do that too right now, like try things. And I understand, I really see how young people especially do fear like rejection and failure, and it's very hard to see it as a learning opportunity and as something that just makes you grow, and sometimes it's depresses you. Sometimes it just
Yeah.
is really hard, and
Yeah.
that's good feedback too. So I don't know. I've just always known that it was all good feedback, and that I can't define myself by other people's no's. I have to define myself by what actually is positive and happening in my life, what I do get to do and act on, because that is me. The
Yeah.
people saying no and like, all right, that's not, well, I didn't do that, so that's obviously not me, not my path. I don't know. I've just always had that clarity.
And that's good you do that with your kids because I've seen kids grow up who are like weird and specific and are into like strange things. Then as they get older, they like try and sand those off and become like everybody else. And it's truly heartbreaking to
Yeah,
see
I
because
agree.
they're
Yeah.
defining their own self-worth by how other people think of them.
Yeah.
I love that. And finally, I can't go without asking you, Elizabeth, in this film, when the family gets to Jamaica, their breath is taken away. Was there anywhere here in Ireland when you got here, you went, oh my gosh, this is amazing?
Actually,
Well,
Elizabeth does a great Jamaican accent.
I can leave that up to Keegan, who I'm sure will be interviewed at some point. I thought that the what is it? Sorry, the Causeway, Giant's Causeway.
Giant's Causeway. Yeah.
I was blown away by Giant's Causeway. Absolutely blown away. And just couldn't I've just never seen anything like it anywhere in the world. I mean, I know it's so specifically it's in Northern Ireland. And it's so specific to that landscape, and it's unlike anything I've ever seen before. It was fascinating to me. The history of that place and the mythology behind it, but also just the physicality of the monument, the natural monument is blew my mind.
Well, Elizabeth, we can't wait to have you back, and Kumail, we can't wait to have you here either. Thank you for this film. My kids cannot wait to see it.
Yay!
Oh, great. I hope they
Enjoy
love
it.
it. Yeah.